awesome SNHU advisors. My name is Karen Wilkinson, and I'm delighted to share information with you regarding our lessons learned concept. We utilize this approach during 16TW4 with our gateway courses. This includes COM 500 and COM 510. We garnered information from 16TW3 with the launch of these new courses. In turn, we were able to share this with our instructors to support them in the classroom. Above all, we wanted our instructors to be both on board and informed. To do this, we created a video and shared information in text format as well to allow them to understand the reasons for the revisions to the COM 500 and 510 gateway classrooms. Each week, we rolled out the weekly module with a lessons learned overview. This allowed us to share insight with the instructors and in turn allowed them to better support the students during that weekly module. One of the key components of the lessons learned approach was the ability to share examples of superior student work from the previous term. This allowed us to share insight with our instructors, who in turn shared these examples with their students. Here you see an example of a BuzzFeed listicle created by one of our students in 16TW3. Another very important component of our lessons learned approach was the ability to share insight from the instructors who taught during 16TW3. Here you see insight from instructor Latoya Lee. Latoya taught COM 510, and through her feedback garnered during 16TW3, we were able to share a lessons learned approach. This allowed us to share information based on the instructor's actual performance and experiences within the classroom. We wanted to make sure that our instructors had strong familiarity with each of the assignments in COM 500 and 510. To do this, we broke down each assignment and shared what we learned in 16TW3. In turn, we were able to create a 16TW4 lessons learned approach. In addition to lessons learned, we wanted to take some time to share with instructors what we learned about the mistakes that students made in 16TW3. What bumped them up, what caused problems for them, and made it difficult for them to succeed with the assignments. In turn, by sharing this information, we were able to enlighten our 16TW4 instructors and let them know how to better prepare students for these gateway assignments. As previously noted, it was very helpful to be able to share examples of strong student work from 16TW3 with our students in 16TW4. Here's an example of a visual chart shared with our students during 16TW4. Here we're able to see another strong example of student work from 16TW3. This example was shared with our students during 16TW4 to allow students to better understand and grasp all of the aspects of the visual chart assignment. All throughout the term, we continued to share examples of strong student work from the previous term. This allowed our 16TW4 students to better comprehend the assignment, to see a visual representation, and to understand the approach of one of their peers. We also found that the lessons learned approach worked very well for sharing information regarding written assignments and APA. We utilized the lessons learned approach for other aspects as well. Here you see an example of where we encouraged instructors to remind their students of the high value associated with this task. In support of high value tasks, we utilized the lessons learned aspect to also share additional resources. This allowed us to better prepare our instructors so that they could share these resources with their students in support of these high value tasks. One of the lessons we learned during 16TW3 was that our students were not utilizing the Writing Center. In turn, we created a dedicated approach to uplift the Writing Center each week. We created posters and utilized every opportunity to discuss and encourage the use of the Writing Center with our students. To allow students to better understand the strong value of engaging with the Writing Center, we made the posters in our outreach task and class specific. Students were able to see the strong point value associated with a specific task. In turn, they were able to better gauge the strong value of working with the Writing Center. In addition to our dedicated outreach, we're now able to utilize feedback banks provided by the Writing Center. By utilizing these within our feedback to students, we're able to provide a direct link to the Writing Center. The use of the feedback banks offer another exciting way for us to strive to connect our students with the valuable resource that is the Writing Center. While the majority of lessons learned during 16TW3 were in support of our students, we also gained valuable insight into some needs for our instructors. As we ask instructors to grade for APA and proper paper formatting, we created a helpful 5-minute video to assist with this process. By sharing the video with all instructors, we can be assured that uniformity exists in grading across all of GradCom. I hope that this brief video segment sheds a bit of insight into our lessons learned approach. As noted, we are consistently evolving and tweaking our process. If we can learn from the past, we can better prepare our students for the future. Above all, thank you for all that you do each day. Truly, you make a difference in the lives of our students. Thank you.